that that game stung, and it is definitely going to. That game's definitely going to leave a stain. Definitely. Fin fans in the north, fin fans in the south, to the east and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Let's talk about it. Before we elaborate on this here, just want to say if you guys are new to the channel and you like the content, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. It's going to help us out. And if you guys are subscribers and you guys are getting the t-shirts too, a big thank you. And I just want to say definitely love all you guys. You know, it's all helpful for the support of the community of the NFL and for the support of the community of the Miami Dolphins. So, and the channel itself, thank you. And I just want to say to you guys again, you know, thank you. So let's get to it. Yeah, you know, that was that game right there is gonna be one game that's definitely gonna go down in history, and just leave it to our team to have these games where people always remember. I mean, Miami is good at making other people's highlight reels, and they're also good at giving you games for whatever reason, win or lose, you're going to remember. Look, score is 27-15. It wasn't really as lopsided as it looked. Like, we really actually could have won that game. We really could have won that game. And, you know, there were things going, there were dynamics going on in that game to where if the opportunities would have panned out the way we needed them to, we actually could have won. And Cincinnati wasn't doing anything different than what they normally do to really outbeat us. We actually beat ourselves in that game. Look, you know, before going in that game, we had an 8-8 overall Thursday night record, and you know, and we were actually like 2-6 on the road. The two victories came in 2020, you know, against Jacksonville, where we won 31-13, and in 2009 against Carolina, where we won 24-17. Now we are 8-9, and we are 2-7 on the road. This game, you know, we lost our quarterback, probably for the rest of the season. And, you know, I'll get into that more on part 2 of this video. And, you know, the alums from the 72 undefeated season, well, you know, they're not going to be celebrating, you know, or toasting up to a win, and they're not going to be, you know, celebrating and toasting up to another team going down as undefeated, maintaining that perfect record. I'm thinking more or less they're going to be feeling the funk of this loss, because it was huge, you know, for everyone involved. Even if you weren't a Miami Dolphin fan, you know, it was just something you just kind of gulped at and was like, wow, you know. You know, we had like, you know, before even the start of the game, we had Cincinnati. You know, we had the whole like Cincinnati recording all of our walkthroughs. We had the tailgate strip clubs, you know, being set up in the parking lots. You know, like last week game, I mean, just everything, you know. Miami loves staying in the headlines, but we need to be in the headlines for the right reasons. You know, it was like, you know, Tua, and I just, you know, I talk about it, I'm thinking about it, and it just doesn't even, wow, you know, that man could have died out there, actually, you know, in fact, you know, yeah, he could have died out there. It was like, between like 1996 and 2001, NFL players are usually sidelined for like 6 or fewer days, after a concussion, which, it technically is fewer days, 6, but, that man, when he got concussed Sunday, and he stood to his feet and he, fell again, yeah, you knew he had a concussion. Common sense would have told you that. And yeah, it was great to see, him, want to come back and be with the team and everything. But, was it worth it? Like, would it have really been worth it, if, we got the win, last night, and he didn't get hurt, I don't know. It's a hard call, but again, I'm gonna talk about that in part 2 of this. Tua, before he got hurt, he had like 14 attempts, 8 completions for 110 yards, and interception. Teddy came in, and he was like 14 and 23, 193 yards, a TD, and an interception. It's like, looking at that, it's so lopsided because there's just so much that was like, taken away, from the offense. Like, I kind of feel like the offense wasn't. I kind of feel like the offense was holding back, a little bit, by running Mozart and Edmonds, consistently, at Cincinnati. Although, I was saying that they do need to, like, run up the middle and open the lanes, but it just seems to me that they should have just, attacked more often downfield, and everyone knew it was coming. You may as well give them what they know is coming and then hit them what they don't know what's coming with, like for instance, the offensive line, I thought the offensive line, did pretty good. I think, though, they weren't getting off the blocks good enough and even fast enough. Like, there was a play where Eckert was supposed to, like, slide and make a block, but he wound up missing the block. And, the defense got in and they stuffed up a run. The offense just seemed like they was just on some miscues. Chase Edmonds dropping that TD, in back of the end zone. I was like shocked. I understand, all receivers do that every once in a while, but it just is like, man. Then Jason Automatic Sanders, missing the field goal. We didn't get our we didn't have our second, third down conversion until the fourth quarter, under 5 minutes. Like, we couldn't convert on third downs until the fourth quarter. Like, I just flabbergasted. I just don't know what to even think. Then, like, I look on defense. Now you think of all the pressure and the couple of times we did get the Josh Allen and even Lamar and Mac Jones. Burrow wasn't like pressured hardly any. In fact, there was no sacks against him. And Cincinnati's offensive line is worse than Buffalo's offensive line, worse than Baltimore's offensive line, worse than New England's offensive line. And we couldn't rush or even get back to Burrow. And it seemed like the only, I know they was all out there putting in that work, but it just seemed the one that was out there on the plays, trying to make the plays, but, fortunately he wasn't making the tackles, was Ingram. He just seemed like he was everywhere. And he was just not able to hold on. That was concerning. And you know, I guess what I figured out, and something I was thinking about, like after the Ravens game, was offenses don't respect their defense. Like, period. Like, you guys need to let me know how you feel about that. I just don't feel that offenses respect their defenses, period. I've seen so many teams go take that chance on fourth down. You know what they hit that go for it now button. You know, on fourth down against us. Like they just don't think that, you know, we're that big and bad enough to stop them on fourth down. Except, you know, when it's like, you know, fourth and goal, or, you know, like 4th and 1, where we like show up. But then it's like, you know, they really believe that they can convert these plays. You know, I just, it's beyond me. It's weird how this is panning out. It's like the Patriots set the epitome for, you know, like for offenses, opposing offenses, to like go on fourth down against our defenses. And, you know, we're not getting off the field fast enough. We're letting them drive down the field, and then we stop them. You know, our defense has to do more. You know, I'm still excited about this defense. I think it's great. It just needs, I don't know, it just needs like a little bit more oomph into it, like in the front line. I mean, because, you know, I don't know, maybe we need another person with a badass attitude that will, like, you know, be the front of our defense, because our defense got swagger, you know, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say. You know, it's just like, you know, these teams are just driving on us, but they're not scoring, and which is great, and we're holding. But, you know, we have to have offense, or we have to have like, yeah, we have to have like, we have to have teams respect us, you know, on defense. And so we need to shut them down. And I mean, that means more takeaways. And that means, yeah, we might have to pop people a little bit harder. And, you know, not try to hurt them, but we have to, like, get the ball out, you know, put the ball on the ground and, you know, recover it and do things like that for them to respect us. That's what I'm thinking. You know, now we're looking at, you know, X. We're looking at X being out, you know, because he had a groin injury. You know, some people was talking about, oh yeah, we should trade him, you know, or we should have traded them. And I've heard that from plenty of people. And, you know, I can't necessarily say that we shouldn't, but then why should we? Because, you know, X is one of our best cornerbacks, and that man is loyal to the team, and he does really good for the team. And so, from that aspect, I just think we just need to step up, you know. And, you know, X is going to be out, and now we're going to have, like, Clarkson and Kohu out there, you know, one-on-ones. And, you know, these guys might get taken advantage of, you know. So we're going to have to really, really decide how we're going to do that. Do we put Eric Rowe out there? Because to me, Eric Rowe, these last couple games when I seen him come out there, it just seemed like he's out there, you know, jogging, you know, missing tackles and stuff. He missed a couple tackles in this game. And, you know, coaching. You know, the play calling in this game, I thought it was just, it was too conservative. And it got even more conservative when Teddy got out there. And I'm going to tell you now, you know, the way Jacoby Brissett was playing out there in Cleveland, you know, to have that version of Jacoby Brissett, you know, as opposed to, like, what Teddy's doing. I mean, you know, I'd rather have the Cleveland version of Jacoby Brissett than the method actor finesse passing Teddy Bridgewater, because this is not gonna cut it. I think we just need to go ahead and let Skylar take over, because the offense is better suited for Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson is a gunslinger. He's accurate, and he pushes the ball downfield. In fact, he's the threat that most teams, would thought was going to be out there. When you have, this type of wide receiving corps and this type of speed. Teddy's not a gunslinger. He never was a gunslinger. Teddy's a finesse passer, and our offense is predicated to speed, and you gotta feed the speed, and you feed the speed with somebody that's gonna get them the rock, and that has the threat to move it like that continuously, and that's something that we have to look at before we take the Jets on, because if we you can't go into the Jets game trying to win with Teddy, because Teddy done showed you that he's not that quarterback. Teddy's a game manager. I mean, when we're kicking a team's ass for like by 20 points or something, and it's like under like 5 minutes in the fourth or something, and we got the ball, that's when you put Teddy in, and you're like, hey, Teddy, just go ahead, you score a touchdown, just go ahead, manage the game for us, just don't turn the ball over. That's Teddy right there. Teddy's not that guy that's going to be, pressing the ball, and, Teddy was serviceable, okay? He's a serviceable, backup's backup. All right, and so he just needs to go ahead and step on back and let Skylar take the reins, and it's Skylar Thompson's time. And I'm gonna elaborate more on Tua in the second part of this, but like Tyreek ended the game, with I believe he had like 160 yards receiving. What was it? Yeah, 10 receptions, 160 yards receiving. And then, Trent Sherfield had his. He had like 4 receptions for 55 yards. Waddle had his. He had 2 receptions for 39. And then it gets lower from there. And our running game. Again, it was dismal at best. I mean, I think, Raheem Mostert, 15 carries for 69 yards. I mean, it's over 4.5 yards per carry, right? But it was all serviceable. And there was nothing that really stood out from what we were doing compared to what we, were leading into after game 1 and jumped into game 2 and more than, owned it come game 3. We should have started out the gate firing fast, not starting out slow. I mean, people know what's coming. So, you give them what they want. You give the people what they want. And if that means, you have to light them up to open up the lanes, well, you light them up to open up the lane short or deep. But you do it because that's what works for us. That's our MO. Now we have to find our identity again. And this is a blow. This is not only a blow to a record, to the Miami Dolphins organization, but it's a blow to the NFL, and it's a blow to the fans, the communities, because we've taken on something that's bigger than this L here, where it's like it kind of overshadows what went down in the game, and it kind of highlights an issue that's been known, and I hate to say it like this, but it kind of puts the whole league again kind of like on a reset in a sense. And we just got to make sure, when we come out against the Jets, that we come out right, and we come out with the same energy that we left the Bills game with. And I understand, people was tired, from that exhausting game last Sunday against the Bills. However, though, that's the life of being in the NFL, and it's like we don't pick and choose our battles; they just come to us, and you gotta be prepared for it at all times in the NFL. Everyone knows the schedule; they see the schedule, and that's just how it is. So, my heart goes out to Tua and his family, and just to the whole, everyone. I definitely empathize with you on the concern, for that man, because that dude could have died out there. But, that's my reaction and my thought on the game. You guys have any comments, questions, please leave them below. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys like the content, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. It's going to help us reach our milestones. And for all of our subscribers and for everyone that's getting the t-shirts, just want to say thank you. We love you guys for it. It's helping us out, and the artists appreciate it as well. And I got part 2 coming up, so just want to let you guys know. Love y'all. I'll see you in part 2. Deuces. Alright, so football season's began, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting Thursday. This Thursday here, or actually every Thursday, is we're going to be doing our odd and gamble. And basically the odds are going against the gamble. And these are 2 characters I created. Odd is a card, he's an ace card, and gamble is a house poker chip. And basically these 2 pit against each other. And how it works is that the odds, of our team winning is pretty much predicated by the things that are happening, like with the players, with the weather, with the field, and anything that's not predicated to the house. So those are the odds, okay? And the gamble is what's the casino saying, what is like all the betting sites saying. So that's the house, and that's gamble. So every week we're gonna go by game. You guys choose, what are the odds that the Dolphins are gonna win, or is it a gamble that the Dolphins are gonna win with what they're saying against each other. So you just choose odd or just choose gamble, and I'll do the rest. And then Sunday before kickoff, an hour before kickoff, I'll give the results of who's winning. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do that. So odd and gamble starting this week, and every Sunday I'm gonna drop the results for that. Okay, good deal. So let's have some fun this season, and we're 1-0. So let's have some fun this season, and let's try to get to the Super Bowl. Fin fans in the north and fans in the south, to the east and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to take a look at our gear. Clicking with the FinFan. You can check out the links below. And also know that your support with this helps our artists, and it also helps what we're doing here with Clicking with the FinFan. And a good thing about it all is you also get free shipping with that. So just take a look at the gear that we got. Grab something for you, your boo, significant other, your kids, whatever. And help support what we're doing here, and we appreciate it a lot. Thank you.